All right, guys. SPY is down a little bit today. We got Twitter earnings coming out. Yeah, we got Twitter earnings coming out today. Bullish or bearish, guys? Hey, what's up, dude? All right, guys. Whew. We're up. What's up, Joe? We covered the Snapchat release yesterday, and it's down to 1150s right now. SPY pushing up, maybe going green again. SPY still getting close to that $400 level. You have no power? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Joe. What's up, man? Cincinnati, good morning, good morning. Hope you're doing good, bro. What's up, William James? Snap will snap tech today. It's going to be a Freaky Friday. Hey, I'm hoping it's just volatile. We had some guy that got weird with me yesterday after the Snapchat. Y'all want to see what some guy told me? You know, like, dude, I don't know what people be making up in their heads, but let's talk about it. Some dude told me, so like yesterday, like if you know this channel, you know, we cover all the major earnings releases. You know, all of them. We covered Netflix, Tesla, we covered Snapchat. So I guess somebody didn't understand that and thought that I was like some type of bag holder on Snap. Because, you know, we went over their results and the results were bad. Stock market reacted negatively to it. They didn't even post guidance. And so, again, something that I was very open about yesterday was that it sounded like they were apprehensive regarding their next quarter. They were a little nervous about it. And so with that said, I said one of the silver linings in that negativity was that the number of users were up. Some guy got mad at me for saying that, basically. And he said, quote, basically, higher DAU is not a good thing, he said. And then he said, not understanding fundamentals like this is why retail traders can't win in the trading game. He said, quote, I was screaming for you to reverse your position and buy puts, but you wouldn't listen. I'm sitting there like, bro, do you have a mic to scream at me at? Number one, he said, I felt your pain and could see you crying inside when the earnings report was released. I don't know how to respond to that. I mean, the only thing I could respond with was with the truth, which is that I bought the dip after the earnings were released. I bought them after they came out, you know. Like, I didn't hold Snap before the earnings. I cover all the major earnings calls. You could look at my stream history. You know, if you think I was bag holding Snap, I don't touch I don't trust Snap with a 10-foot pole, bro. It's just not trustworthy of a stock. It's it's software based. I just don't trust it. You know, I'm not holding this long term. I bought 15 shares after the drop, and I made money on that trade too. And so I was just kind of like, okay, bro, you know, you got some stuff going on with yourself. That's okay, you know. But man, hopefully Snap goes up today. I mean, I think Snap, when you look at it right now, is pretty cheap. You know, I think people are really emotional about positions, both long and short, and I think that's what this is. But yeah, guys, don't be emotional about positions. You know, the only time I bought Snap was right after this drop. I bought this, and I'll probably hold it for a while too. But I'm holding 10 shares. You know, not some crazy position. Certainly not a big enough position to make me cry, and we're not even down on that position. So just to clarify that. You know what I mean? Just weird people, bro. They're making up things in their head, man. You know, running a YouTube channel is odd. Best thing I could say, you know. Cheers to that guy. Just to help you out a little bit, Kimberly. Usually the abbreviation that people use for TD Ameritrade is TOS. TOS is the platform I'm using that almost everybody that trades on TD Ameritrade uses TOS. It's just Thinkorswim. It's the platform I'm using right here. What is the minimum for a cash account? I'm not sure what the minimum for a cash account. I don't think there is a minimum. I know the minimum for a margin account is 2,000. Bro, why are you listening to people with no value? Yeah. Nice dip yesterday. Pulled dump 40. TD was at 500 minimum, I believe, for a cash account. I really don't know what the minimum for a cash account is. Happy Friday. What's up, DK? You know, usually when I get these messages, I just kind of insta-ban these people. You know what I mean? But, like, you really got to question what that dude's got going on in his own life, you know? And so I told him, I was like, look, tell me where I said I'm holding Snap pre-earnings. You know, because never once that I did, because I'm not, listen, gamblers, no offense to everybody here. I'm gonna say this as delicately as I can. Gamblers hold things before the earnings call, short term. Gamblers buy things and hold them before earnings calls, you know. Unless you're talking about me buying, what did I buy last week right before the earnings call? What did I buy? What did I buy, dude? Yes, sir, Robert. Bro, I bought some put option right before the earnings call, and then it just ripped up against me. It was a really cheap earnings. It was a really cheap put option. I couldn't help it. It was like a $64 put option on something. What earnings were released this week? No. Okay, so I bought a TQQQ $62 put option right before Netflix released their earnings, and I ended up selling it for like $50. So I lost like $12 on it. But yeah, don't take really expensive earnings positions before the earnings are released. I have a $30,000 margin account with $120,000 in buying power, Kimberly. You have a place where you can receive pictures? Discord. Yeah, just send them on Discord, brother. Yeah, what's good? How do you think the GameStop split will affect the stock performance? I think it'll probably boost it up. I think it's probably good for GameStop. I think it's more affordable for that group of traders, and ultimately it'll help get some more buys in there for GameStop. At least that's what I'm speculating. I really don't know, though. Hey, that's right. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I think it'll be good for GameStop. Now, can y'all hear the music? Let me know. Bro, how crazy is it that it's almost August? That is crazy. Again, we're going to do a poll, man. Time has flown by. Oh, I'm sorry. Are you bullish or bearish on Twitter? Pre-earnings release. What other earnings do we have today? I know we got some. There's that poll. We're also going to do our Twitter poll here as we do. Hey, good morning, Free My Grandma. What's up, dude? Yeah, we got a Discord. There you go. Y'all hit that like button as well. We got about 18 likes, about 93 people here already, so. I heard ETH, I saw ETH was bouncing back too, man. If we look at ETH, if we take a look at ETH here, ETH is up 8% today to 1630s here. Looks great. Bitcoin, 23,500 again. So it's moving up too. Bounce back after Elon Musk announced that he sold 75% of his Bitcoin reserves. Again, vote on this poll right here on Twitter. Calls or puts on Twitter earnings day, guys. Open it up in a new tab, of course, but there's the Twitter poll if you can. Vote. We appreciate it. But yeah, calls or puts today, guys. Yeah, what's up, Demetrius? Yeah, I'm assuming you're talking about free Cain Velasquez. And I agree with you, man. They need to free him. You know, they at least need to grant him bail. Yeah, props to Bo Jackson. Yeah. Yeah, it's an unfortunate situation all around there with Cain. Sad situation, man. But yeah, free Cain Velasquez, man. I hope they do. I know Dana White sent him a letter. Hope they free him, you know. Free my grandma. Hey, what's up, Hammer? Good morning. Good morning. Hope you guys are doing well today. Again, today is Twitter earnings day. Calls or puts. So far, 81 or 82, roughly 82% of people are saying puts. But everybody's getting mad at Kylie and Travis Scott. Everybody just needs to leave them alone, man. Like, y'all know if y'all had the type of money that they have, especially Kylie. Kylie's like a billionaire at this point with her makeup stuff, right? If y'all got the type of money that they have, y'all know. Are y'all about to drive 2 hours away, or are you about to just hop in a plane and get there in 5 minutes? You know, you got stuff to do. You know, if you're a business person, it's a write-off anyway. And so I'm not saying I would do it, but like everybody's just kind of looking for a reason to be upset, I think. Snapchat at 1150s right now, 1150s. People just mad on the internet is what it seems. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. All right, guys. Twitter. Here's the spy itself. Snapchat's still down big after basically not posting guidance and announcing that, they're up to 346 million daily active users. And the other thing that I told whoever it was that, look, it's a subjective interpretation. You could say, okay, well, their daily active users are up, but they're still not profitable, and so that's bad. And not necessarily. Like, companies can have different plans on what they want to do. Like, it's very feasible and reasonable for a company to build up a following and spend years building up that following in order to monetize later down the road. You know what I mean? And that's a very reasonable plan. As Mark Zuckerberg said, and as if you've ever seen the movie like The Social Network, you can't just monetize right off the bat. You can't just throw a bunch of monetization stuff right off the bat. It's going to severely stifle growth in a software company. And so it's a very plausible plan to build up a very large following and then down the road pursue heavy monetization after that. Very reasonable plan. And again, I don't even know if I think in terms of sheer value, as I said, after this drop, I don't mind buying Snapchat up after this drop, but not before it. I didn't buy it before it. I bought it after this drop, and I don't mind buying it up at, $11.50 or $12 or $12.50 and holding it for, however long I feel like it, to see if it bounces back some, because I think the extension, the oversold nature is there now. And so we'll see if it holds. 1150 seems reasonable, but let me know if you're bullish or bearish on Snapchat as well. We did a lot of different polls regarding Snapchat also. And so, yeah, let me know what you guys think. Hey, what's up, Darius? Good morning. Good morning. What's up, Joe? All right, guys. What is your excuse to not own Evolution Gaming? You're really gonna hate me, bro. What is Evolution Gaming? Please explain it to me, because to be completely honest, I have no idea what that is, bro. No idea. So I mean, listen, I'm all ears though, bro. Tell me about it, man. Yeah, GameStop split is done. Currently at 38.89s per share. 38.89s. Earnings will be released sometime today, sometime before the bell. Next week's really gonna be the crazy week. It's sometime before the opening bell. You can't join the Discord. Why not? We try it. Hey, what's up, Quan? Good morning. Good morning. Hope you're doing well, bro. Let's me join. TBLT, 8 a.m. Eastern. Yeah, about an hour. Oh. Can you talk about ADR? Evolution ADR. Is this an OTC stock? You talk about EVTT, EVVTY? Talk about this? This stock right here? It's OTC though, man. I mean, this is the yearly chart. Yeah, I mean, I'm not knocking it. I don't know anything about it, but all I can do is look at the chart. Hey, what's up, Tyler? Bed joined in yesterday during their Snap earnings. Love the stream. What's your opinion on how tech stocks will open with the Snap drop? I think they've already probably reacted to the move already. You know, I mean, if we look at Snap and then you look at like Meta's down pretty big. Amazon is even down with it some. The broader markets, the SPY, the Q, they're down with them as well. And so I guess what to look at is whether they bounce back some, whether we fill the gap on the upside is what I'd watch for. But again, we might just crash down and break lows. I have no idea. Are you bull or bear on Twitter? I'm going to go with a bull reaction on Twitter. I think Twitter's going to post better than expected numbers, but maybe bad guidance. And the reason for that is because I think during the whole Twitter fiasco, it might have brought in more users. You know, even though Elon didn't eventually buy it, I think that might have brought in more users, helped their growth a little bit, and those numbers might reflect in their earnings. But I might be wrong, and really this is just a guess here for Twitter. No idea what it will really do. It might go up, it might go down, it might just crash down for all I know. Really just speculating here. A few people mentioning SDIG. It's at 335s. So yeah, SDIG is gapping up some. All right, guys. All right, guys. So yeah, SDIG is up. Sorry, Twitter will distract me. My ADD will kick in, and I'll just start watching Twitter. There's so much arguing on Twitter, bro. I can't help it, man. Hey, what's up, Udens? John Lab. What are some other low cap stocks that will? I don't know, man. I don't know any small caps that are going to grow. I think TBLT has been one that a lot of people have been talking about. TBLT up to 607s this morning too, so that might be interesting, man. We'll watch TBLT to see if it runs. Aapl up to 155. All right, so we got our Twitter poll here. Again, we asked people calls or puts on Twitter earnings day. 64% said puts, 36% said calls. We're also going to do another poll for GameStop here if you want to make your voice heard about GameStop. Today is GameStop. All right, guys. Again, today was the GameStop split. This is our next poll on Twitter. Today is the GameStop split. We're in green today. If you want to vote on this poll, again, today the GameStop split went live. Will it end green? Here's the link for that. But no, the GameStop is already split. Or GameStop is already split. You know, prior to this, it was at 100 and something. It was a 4-to-1 split, right? So now it's under 40 now. It's at 39.30. So the split's already live. Hey, what's up, Burrow? Good morning. Good morning. 8:30. Yeah, they release some pre-bail sometime. Do you think Twitter execs will bail on the call again, seeing as they didn't have a call for first quarter? I don't know. Trying to decide, should I sell my Nflx puts at open expiration today? I don't know, Thomas. Good luck, brother. Probably not, only because it's Friday. About GameStop going green or red. It already moved up 3%. It did. It's up at pre-market this morning. I'm loading AMC calls at the open. Hey, good luck, bro. Yeah, it might be some sympathy there for sure. Again, vote in this poll. Just went live. Vote on the poll. Even if you hate GameStop, which I hope you don't, vote on the poll. The poll is live in chat. There's the poll right there. Go find it. Vote on the poll. Let us know what you guys think. And we'll see if we get some good stuff today. All right, GameStop at 39.40s here. Looking good. Twitter down to 38.60s. Our scroller up here. There we go. Make GameStop go back to 140 again. Hey, what's up, KB Thomas? Good luck to you as well, brother. Think Google will fail? No, never, man. Not anytime soon. It's too attached to everything else. All right, so far on the GameStop vote, we got 80% saying green, 20% saying red. Y'all do me a favor, follow me on Twitter as well. Big help if you follow me on Twitter. At Beginner Trades. What's up, John? I think TBLT is probably one of the more interesting potential short squeeze stocks in the market right now. We also are checking out our poll. Are you bullish on Twitter pre-earnings? 69% said they're bearish. 31% said they're bullish on Twitter. You can see GameStop here at 39.20s. Here's the SPY itself. Again, Snapchat dropped some pretty rough numbers here. Do you think building a long-term portfolio with margin is worth it? I think that's very risky. And I'll explain why. Is because you're always vulnerable to margin calls. Okay. And so I think if you're going to build a long-term portfolio, you should probably do it with a cash account. You know, I mean, you can use margin as long as you have the money somewhere that if they do a margin call, you can put it up and not lose your position in hard times or vulnerable times in the market. But if you're going to invest long term, you should probably have the money to back it up, because if not, you're always vulnerable to getting margin called and getting kicked out of your position, even if you might be doing well in it, if that makes sense. So yeah, I wouldn't build long term positions with margin, me personally, but it is a subjective thing. I'm long on GameStop. Hey, good luck, Robert. I hope you make some money, brother. Like the stream. Hey, it's free to watch. Hit that like button. We got 58 likes. We got almost 220 people here at about 7 in the morning. So hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We certainly appreciate it. How are you guys doing today? Green or red so far? Let me know. You think I should put 4 charts up or 2? 4 charts up or 2? I can put 4 up if you guys want to look at some more stuff, which I probably think we should do here. So there's Snap. We're going to put like the Q up and then GameStop up here as well. So we can kind of get a list of everything. Twitter at the top left. We'll make these maybe a little bit smaller so we can see the top ones. And then we'll probably do this. I think this is a little bit better in terms of view. That's probably a little bit better. 4-2. I think Robinhood removed the buy button today for GameStop. Hey, I mean, if history repeats itself, they might. SDIG. SDIG is moving some. If we look at the catalyst for it here, this is strong digital mining. So it's a blockchain or crypto related stock. It's probably moving up in sympathy with ETH and Bitcoin, which is up about 3% today. And so, yeah, it's probably just a sympathy move. I'm guessing like Mara up, Riot up, Hut up, SOS up. So they're moving up in sympathy with Bitcoin. Again, you can see Bitcoin's currently at 23,500. So I think a lot of those are probably just sympathy moves. SPY currently at 396. Let me put this up here. No, I didn't want that one. I wanted, let me see, what study set. There we go. I just want that one. Also going to switch this around so I can start trading it. Shoot. Should be good. There we go. All right, we got one set up. Let's get the other one set up. Oh my gosh, this is so much easier. I don't know why I was doing it the other way the whole time. Wow. Okay, that's much easier. All right, guys. GameStop popping up at 39.50s here. We got the SPY up there at 397s. There we go. Again, Twitter is down at 38.55s. Nothing out yet for Twitter. Everybody's saying SPY's supposed to break 400. I think it could. I think it's a big psychological level. Let's see what else we get, guys. So yeah, Snap still 1150s. Yeah, GameStop did a regular split. I need to get $1,000 today. Where should I put my money? I have no idea. Yeah, you can't have preset windows like in Webull. It's ridiculous. You gotta auto do what I just did, which is kind of add everything afterwards. Kind of ridiculous, you know. Again, guys, we got 2 polls live on our Twitter. 2 polls live on our Twitter, and I've really been trying to grow my Twitter. And so if you have not already followed me on Twitter, show support for your boy here and follow me on Twitter. There's the Twitter link. It's twitter.com/beginnertrades. Got some really interesting votes here. Again, let me know if you're bullish or bearish on GameStop. GameStop up to 39.50s. All right, guys. So yeah, Snapchat moving down. The lows of the day for Snapchat are at 1130s. Why was Steve Wozniak less rich than Steve Jobs? So I didn't actually know this, apparently. This is from Quora. But it says Jobs did not grant stock options to a few of the earliest Apple employees, including Daniel Kotke, Chris Espinosa, and Bill Fernandez. So as a result, even though they helped found the company, they were going to make no money from the IPO. So Wozniak actually sold them some of his shares at very low prices because he thought Jobs was being a jerk. And so in the end, it left Wozniak with less money, but it helped the earlier Apple employees profit some. So shout out to Wozniak. I didn't know that. That's cool. SPY up to 397.70s. Hey, thank you, Pam. I appreciate you. Hey, what's up, Smile? Yeah, we try. Bullish on GameStop. Put the 1K in crypto. It's Friday. Hey, good luck. I can't play this morning because I have to go now to get my hairs cut. Hey, good luck, James. Hey, what's up, Pawn? Morning's good, man. Morning's good. Next week, Fed meeting. How crazy is it going to be? All right, guys. GameStop under 39.50, under VWAP now. It's at 39.10s here. Twitter's still at 38.50s. No release yet for Twitter earnings. Yeah. Yeah, there's a kind of messed up story of Steve Jobs. And the story goes something like this, right? The story goes something like this. So Steve Jobs was an adopted person. Like he was an adopted kid, you know. So he was adopted by another family that weren't his biological parents. And he always wanted to meet his real dad. And so once he became very rich and wealthy, he hired a private investigator to look up who his real dad was. And his real dad owned like a little restaurant in town. It was like a Middle Eastern restaurant because I believe his father was a Middle Eastern man. And so he went to that restaurant and sat down and ate at that restaurant multiple times from what I remember without ever telling the guy that he was his son, that Steve Jobs, this billionaire, was his son. And he went and ate there. The guy was really proud to have Steve Jobs, which was secretly his son that he didn't even know about, at his restaurant. You know, so the guy was bragging, hey, yo, I got Steve Jobs in my restaurant, completely oblivious to the fact that that was his son. And I don't think he ever found out either before he passed away. So kind of a weird, crazy story. I would have to tell him. If it was me, I'd be like, yo, I'm your son, you know? But I don't think Steve Jobs ever told him. Spy at 397.70s. Snap at 11.40s. Nah, Jobs was a brilliant man. Super smart dude and brilliant businessman for sure. I don't think anybody can really argue that. I think Steve Jobs resented his daughter because of who the mom was, if I remember correctly. I believe Steve Jobs and her mom had issues. All right, so just in, a Finland customer has liquidated, or Finland Customs liquidated almost 2,000 Bitcoin seized in drug bust, raising about $46.5 million. All right, guys. So Snapchat still over the previous closing price at 11.30s. It's at 11.47 here. GameStop dipping down. It's at 38.50s now. So it broke down under VWAP. It's actually approaching the previous closing price for GameStop, which is currently at 38.35 or so. So I think that'll be a big influential level for this one, whether it can hold over that previous closing price for GameStop. It's moving closer to it now. If we look at the market itself is pulling back some also. It's down at 397.60s. Oh, he was a super jerk. He was a mean guy in Jobs. But I think sometimes when you run a business, you gotta be that guy. You know, I think sometimes when you run businesses, you gotta be the jerk, man. You gotta be the jerk. You gotta make hard decisions that nobody likes. Everybody's got a target on you, and it's just kind of a hard position to be in. You know, especially if you're Steve Jobs. You know, you're going to build some enemies in that. Now, I think that he took it a little bit too far. I think he was excessive with his, you know, hard attitude, but still. Good luck, Chris. I bought some GameStop. That's why it's dropping A. Is that movie with Steve Jobs with Fassbender any good? It's okay. If you want to know the story of it, it's pretty good at telling the story. Hey, what's up, David? Look, I'm gonna allow this comment. You know, hey, what's up, bro? Hope you're doing good, man. Dude, I got this fruit fly that's taunting me. You're gonna die, bro. Just wait. Come in my area again, fruit fly. I'm waiting for you. MU dropping. Yeah, I think a lot of stuff's following Snapchat. This fruit fly is taunting me. Close. MU at 60-60s. So. AMC moving in sympathy. GameStop under previous closing price. GameStop is technically red on the day now. At least it was. Now it's green again. It's at 38.50s. Yeah. Yeah, snap testing lows down to 1130s, 1140s. All right, guys. GameStop split us today. Will it end green? Let us know. Vote on that poll also. Shoot. Forgot to add everybody here. Oh, well. All right, we're at 1690s for AMC. It's dipping down some here. Here's the SPY itself. SPY itself is at 397.60s. SPY or Snapchat testing lows of the day now. Meta, Google, yeah. Next week will be a crazy week, man. Next week will be a fun week for sure. It's going to be a volatile week, I think, too. Sorry to hear that, Z. Sorry to hear that, brother. Is Twitter even ETB? Oh yeah, Twitter is ETB, so you actually can short Twitter. Bullish or bearish pre-earnings on Twitter, guys? Vote on the poll. Let me know. ADX in. I've had a few people mention that. Up to 250s yesterday, back down under 2 right now though, so we'll see. Again, Apple, Meta, a lot of stuff being affected by Snapchat. SDIG, penny stock breaking highs at 365s. Moving up mostly with crypto bullish activity, I think. Oh, man. SDIG at 3. Let's watch 350s for SDIG. It makes sense to watch that. Snapchat testing the lows now here. Again, how much do you think Twitter earnings are going to influence markets? How much do you think Twitter earnings are going to influence markets? Still waiting for those numbers to be out. They're coming out sometime today. A lot of people are speculating that it's going to be around 8 to 8:30. And so we'll see. Tesla about to run up. If a bull and a bear got into a fight, who would win? My guess is the bear would win, depending on the type of bear. If we're talking about like reality, you know, most likely, if it's a grizzly bear, it's almost certainly going to win. You know. All right, guys. So SDIG still moving a little bit. GameStop over the previous closing price at 38.50. All right, guys. We're at 360s for SDIG. 360s. $360s for SDIG GameStop. Twitter at 38.50s. And again, how much do you think that's going to affect the entire market when Twitter drops the earnings reports? Let me know. Let me know. All right, 360s. Snapchat bouncing at the lows of the day at 11.33. Do you think it holds this level, or do you think Snapchat is going to inevitably break lows today? Let me know. $11.40s now for Snap. Twitter testing lows at 38.40s. The lows of the day on Twitter are 38.35s here. So we're getting pretty close to the lows on Twitter. GameStop around, you know, the previous closing price as well. SDIG is up some. Snapchat's testing those lows also, which I think is probably what's influencing everything else. SDIG dipping down a little bit. And again, vote on the polls. Let us know what you guys like. Merrick Green. Twitter expected a 6-cent loss per share. Thinking Twitter puts. Calls or puts on Twitter, let me know. Do you think it will drop, though? Netflix surprised me. Why is Tesla even pushing? Didn't they have bad earnings? I think it was mixed results all around with both Netflix, Twitter, or Netflix, Tesla. I think they all had mixed results. Hey, what's up, Billy? What are your thoughts on VHAT? I'm assuming you mean BHAT, right? I don't know enough about this company. It's gapping up some today. Looks catalyst driven. Blue Hat Interactive. I've seen this before. What's the catalyst here? It's just a crypto-related stock moving up in crypto sympathy, I'm assuming, because of Bitcoin and Ethereum's big run. Yeah, less bad seems good. Do you think the rug will be pulled today? I don't know. I think it depends on how Snapchat and Twitter earnings. I think Snapchat's low of the day is getting pretty close. We actually tapped under lows at 11:33s. And so I think what the market does today, I think, is going to be relative to how Twitter earnings go, and also what Snapchat and a few other tech stocks do. It had a little squeeze. Yeah. Yeah, so Twitter's testing lows here. I don't know when the earnings are going to come out. Again, a lot of people are saying they're going to come out sometime in the next 30 to 45 minutes. So we'll see. Watching for Twitter earnings, that's going to be big when the earnings drop. I don't think they're actually going to do an earnings call, right? I don't think Twitter actually doing an earnings call. I think it's just the earnings release. Let me check. All right, so they said 8 a.m. Eastern actually. So in about 14 minutes, Twitter's going to drop their numbers. They sent a letter out on the 13th of July saying that they're going to drop their numbers at 5 a.m. Pacific time, which is 8 a.m. Eastern. Again, which is in about 14 minutes for Twitter. We'll see how that impacts everything. I guess they're not going to be doing an earnings call. Yes, this is not going to host an earnings call. But since the deal fell through with Elon, I guess we'll see. But yeah, no earnings call this release because of, again, they are not going to do an earnings call. Yeah, 8 a.m. is when the letter from Twitter said they were going to drop it. One more bullish rally today in the morning than the hedgies. We'll see. Meta moving higher. Well, Meta moved down so much yesterday after Snap released their earnings that, it's got a pretty big gap to fill on the upside at this point in time. And I don't know if it will. We're just kind of looking at it, but who knows? But yeah, Meta down big, along with Snap and everything else. Yeah, Snapchat didn't post guidance. Thoughts on the file? Thoughts on filling the gap on the daily on the SPY back from June 9th. Check it out. Yeah. Yeah. All right, guys. GameStop back over previous closing price. Are y'all buying the dip in the market after the Snap earnings? Are y'all buying the dip in the market? Let me know. Yeah, Twitter's not posting guidance either. Yeah, I got you. Oh, man. One thing that Snapchat was useless for. Yeah, I mean, that's what Snapchat's business was. I mean, don't get it twisted. I mean, let me be honest for a second. I've never actually used Snapchat ever. So I've never actually used Snapchat. The reason why is because I've been married for almost 10 years now. I've been with Carol for 12 years. And so I have never needed Snapchat. I'm not saying if you're in a relationship you can't or shouldn't be using Snapchat. It's just not something that I've ever done or used. Mostly because I don't need it to delete messages. You know what I mean? And so I've never actually used Snapchat like that. All right, sorry, I gotta change this song. I gotta take this song on my watch list. It's too, yeah, get out of here. It's too much. Yeah. Verizon now sees full year's adjusted EPS of 510 to 525 versus prior guidance of 540 to 555. So Verizon missed. What is Verizon? VZ, right? So yeah, Verizon posted worse than expected earnings, down to 45.35. Yeah, it's the first earnings with a new CEO. Yeah, that'll be interesting. But yeah, Verizon dropping too, and this might drag everything else down also. Which is why you have disappearing messages. Yep, 100%. I understand the need for it. You got disappearing messages. But yeah, Verizon down big. Again, earnings miss for Verizon. Not a huge earnings miss, but it was an earnings miss, it looks like. All right, guys. Verizon down to 45.45s. GameStop at 38.40s. Snap at 11.40s. Sheesh, man. All right, guys. So Verizon down. We got GameStop testing the lows at 38.40s. Twitter at 38.30s here. Snapchat testing lows of the day as well. Lows of the day for Snapchat are at 11.33. It's currently at 11.37. And so Snapchat looks like it's going to break lows. SPY still kind of moving back up, though. SPY hasn't really been following these for the most part over the last few minutes. Even Verizon, like you can see the SPY is still kind of moving up to over 398. It's still red on the day, though. Previous closing price is right under 399. Will the market break 400 today? I think that's a big thing. And Snapchat is now breaking lows. It's at 1130. Just broke lows here. So, yeah, Snapchat just broke lows of the day. Lows of extended hours as well, and lows in the last 2 days, really. So, yeah. How's Tesla doing in the wake of all this? Tesla's ramping up. Look at this, 824s. What's the news for Tesla? Elon Musk praises the Airbnb co-founder following the latter's decision to move on. Yeah. But that's not making Tesla go up. I don't know why Tesla's going up, but Tesla's big. There's a big move up to 824.50s here for Tesla. So there's a big move up for Tesla. Usually there's going to be a reason that it's moving up so much, but hey, Tesla looks very strong. But yeah, Snap just broke lows, new lows of the day for Snap at 11:30. Twitter broke lows as well. It's done at 38.24. We got 7 minutes before the Twitter earnings are released. 7 minutes. No news, just sympathy. Sympathy with what though? What's it moving up with? I think Tesla's dragging the SPY up some, but what's dragging Tesla up? I guess is the question. Yeah, next week's a crazy week. FOMC, GDP, Apple, Meta, or no, maybe not Apple. I think it's Amazon, Meta. A lot of big earnings next week too. So next week will be craziness in the market, just craziness, man. All right, guys. So Tesla's at 825, still breaking highs here. And again, we got the Twitter earnings dropping in about 5 minutes. All right, 825 tens for Tesla. GameStop testing previous closing price, and Twitter just broke lows. We got Snap bouncing up a little bit. It's at 1140s after bouncing off the lows of the day here. Again, we got less than 5 minutes before the market drops. Neo dragging the market up. Yeah, Neo going green on the day. Look at Neo. It's up to over 21 or over 20 now. Trying to go green on the day. GameStop still testing that previous closing price. I think we did monetize, but I appreciate the... Yeah, we're monetized. I appreciate the heads up anyway, though, bro. Yeah, Neo. I mean, Neo, I've consistently said I like Neo for long-term holdings. Again, I'm not telling anybody they should buy it, but I like Neo as an EV company. I might just be wildly wrong and maybe it crashes down, but I like Neo. All right, guys, 4 minutes or less until the Twitter earnings are reported. How will it affect the broader stock market? Let us know what you guys think. All right, guys. Apple up to 155s too here. Tesla is really what's dragging the market up, and Twitter earnings are going to be dropping pretty soon, guys. Less than 3 minutes. All right, guys, 826.70s here. GameStop's testing lows, still waiting for the Twitter numbers to come out, which should be any moment now. In the next 2 minutes or so is when Twitter said that they were going to drop this earnings report. And again, let's see what happens. It's the final count. I'm going to start charging you guys for those, beautiful, angelic notes that I'm hitting here. We got Snapchat. It's bouncing up to 1145s here. And let's see if it holds. But yeah, Twitter earnings dropping in less than 2 minutes, guys. Less than 2 minutes. 826 for Tesla here. Green or red, bullish or bearish, calls or puts, let me know. We got Twitter popping up a little bit pre-earnings release. Tesla up to 827s here, 827s. We got less than a minute. Less than a minute, 827s for Tesla. Twitter up to 380 or 3830s here. So wish us luck, guys. We're going to drop the Twitter numbers as soon as they come out, which again should be any time now. Good luck, team. All right, here we go. Twitter number should be out pretty soon. Tesla is still popping up, though. Snapchat bounced off of 1130. It's at 1143s here. Twitter's still at 3824s. You can see Twitter at the top left chart. Top left chart. Down to 3820s here. Tesla's still surging up. GameStop still holding green. It's over the previous closing price. And All right, there's 8 o'clock. There's the news drop exactly as I said, right at 8 o'clock. We got $37. So looks like it was a bad initial reaction to the Twitter earnings report. Not seeing anything quite yet on this, but we'll get it pretty soon. Don't worry. All right, so we do have the numbers here. We got revenue totaled 1.18 billion, a decrease of 1% year over year and an increase of 2% on a constant currency basis. They posted a second quarter loss per share of 35 cents, a second quarter adjusted loss per share of 8 cents. Yeah, we're going to drop all this now. And so an initially negative reaction, they posted a loss per share of adjusted loss per share of 8 cents, second quarter loss of 270 million, second quarter revenue of 1.18 billion, second quarter advertising revenue of 1.08 billion. And so yeah, that was the news reported here. So that was all the Twitter news, or the Twitter earnings report. I mean, that came out. Dude, why am I lagging here? There we go. But yeah, Twitter kind of going green from this earnings report that I'm seeing. Again, second quarter average monetizable daily active users is up to 237.8 million. Yeah, those are the numbers. We're going to go ahead and post this here so you guys can get a good deal of what's going on for the Twitter numbers. Here's the first drop of it. Shout out to Benzinga for dropping us with this. Second quarter adjusted EPS of 8 cent, loss per share, missed the 14-cent profit per share estimate. Sales of 1.18 billion beat the or missed the 1.32 billion estimate. So it's a miss all the way around for Twitter, but it's actually going up, which is even stranger. And so yeah, big miss for, not a big miss for Twitter, but it was a miss. They expected a 14-cent per share profit. They ended up losing 8 cents per share. And Tesla is ramping up with this. But yeah, here's the full numbers. And again, we're gonna drop more of them as they come here. So just bear with us. Let's go ahead and post all this stuff too. Bear with me for 1 second, team. And again, we're going to drop all of this here as we can. So just give me a second. We're organizing it. And we're going to drop all of it as we get it. Let me see what else we got. All right, so yeah, their average monetizable daily active users came in at 237.8 million. And again, we're going to report all of this. You can see the main numbers here. We're mostly getting a neutral reaction to this. It hasn't really been some big, crazy like reaction so far. Organizing all of this here so you guys can see it. All right, 1 second. We're going to post all of this together so you guys can see what I'm talking about here. Yeah, so we got the full average monetizable almost done here. Yeah, honest day average monetizable DAU is 237.8 million. Average international monetizable came in at, what was this? 196.3 million. And there's a lot of other stuff that we can kind of show here. 196.3 million. There we go. All right, so here is their basic list of results here, and they're actually moving up from this here. So we can actually see Twitter's actually going up, which is even stranger. So yeah, so we'll see. But Twitter's actually moving up some. But yeah, here's the full list. Again, second quarter adjusted EPS of 8-cent loss per share, missed the 14-cent profit per share estimate. Sales of 1.18 billion, missed the 1.32 billion estimate. Advertising revenue came in at 1.08 billion. AMDAUs came in at 237.8 million. Average international monetizable DAUs came in at 196.3 mil. You can also see like a full list of what's going on here. In terms of like, they said that the revenue was hurt by uncertainty related to pending acquisition by Elon. They said that given the pending acquisition of Twitter by an affiliate of Elon Musk, the company will not host an earnings call, issue a shareholder letter, or provide guidance. Yeah, that's kind of what happened. Advertising revenue went up 2%. Second quarter costs and expenses is up 31% to 1.52 billion. It's not strange at all. They surpassed all expectations. Twitter going up. I mean, if you read this, they missed on all fronts. They missed on EPS, which is profitability. They showed a 8-cent per share loss, which they estimated a 14-cent per share profit. Sales of 1.18 billion, missed the 1.32 billion estimate. Advertising revenue came in at 1.08 billion, which was lower than expected as well. And so they missed on all fronts, to be honest, which is even stranger reason why it's up some. But hey, well, tomatoes, laws. These are estimates and expectations. So I mean, yeah, they were worse than expected on all fronts. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. We'll see what happens when the market opens. It'll be fun. We'll see. And again, laws, it's all love, brother. We can agree to disagree there. Again, what I'm showing just in based off of expectations was that they missed expectations. They came in at less profitable than expected in terms of EPS, which is a gauge on profitability. They came in at worse than expected in a lot of different fronts, and that's okay. I mean, listen, I'm not against Twitter. I'm happy to see it go up. I think if it boosts the market, that's great, and I want Twitter to go up. I don't want Twitter to go down. I'm not politically biased against Twitter like a lot of people. I want the market to go up, and I want large caps to go up with it, including Twitter. And so I'm not necessarily upset with it going up. Yeah, we appreciate the love, guys. Y'all hit that subscribe button. We drop all the major earnings releases here. It's kind of sketchy. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they should blame Elon, but I mean, I do think that I do think it caused some uncertainty. I think that's objectively true. So I do think it's caused some uncertainty. I think that's objectively true, but again, I don't know. We'll see. Let me know what you guys think. All right, but yeah, Twitter's up. Your opinion on snap entries? I really don't know, man. I mean, I bought it after the dip, and I'm gonna hold it. I'm gonna hold it as long as I can. But yeah, I bought Snapchat after the drop, not before it. If you guys watched the stream yesterday, you'll see me say, "Hey, I'm buying it here after the drop," and I did. But yeah, Tesla dipping down to 825s now. Twitter up. Twitter up. GameStop broke under that previous closing price. Snap is testing the lows of the day now. Hey, what's up, Tan Beer? Yeah, y'all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We certainly appreciate the love, guys. Oh, man. How about those Astros, guys? How about those Astros team? You love to see it. All right, guys, we're at 825.30s. 825.30s. All right, guys. So Twitter at 3860s here, 3860s. Wait, is Bruce no longer in caps? Oh my gosh, Bruce, you didn't write in caps. Everybody give Bruce an applaud. Everybody clap for Bruce. He turned the caps lock off. My man. I'm just messing with you, Bruce. Listen, in all honesty, I know you said you had some type of eye disease. So in that case, you can write in all caps, brother. We're just messing with you, man, if you want. If it's easier for you to kind of interact with us in all caps, you know, it's all love here, man. You can do that if you want to. I'm really just kind of messing with you because that's what we do. All right, guys, Twitter up to 3860s. Snapchat breaking lows down to 1127s. All right, guys, so yeah. Tesla's probably one of the biggest W's this morning. It's up big. It's up to 824s, 825s. Went all the way up to 830, basically. 829 at least. So yeah, Tesla up. GameStop trying to bounce back. They did enact their split today, so GameStop is now priced, instead of being in the hundreds and whatever, it's at 38.25s now. Man. Kyle Tucker with a great catch. But yeah, Twitter pulling back a little bit. Let's see if it holds over VWAP here. It's at 3850s. 3850s. Considering Twitter has been in litigation with the purchase sale of the company, it shouldn't come as a shock that they don't have any announcements to make. Yeah, for sure. 100%. I understand. That's what I'm saying. I get it. AXP up big. Nice earnings. Yeah, I heard. American Express killed it with their earnings, so great job to them. There's no earnings Friday and after hours. So usually every Friday, there's not going to be any after hour earnings to watch. So, you know. Yeah, look at Tesla, though, man. Tesla up to 826s here. Tesla looks good this morning. $826s for Tesla. GameStop back over the previous closing price, and Snap is still just breaking down here, down to 1120s. Any other big earnings that still need to come out today? I think all the main ones are out already. If we look at the earnings reports for today, if we look at the actual earnings report, let me find it. I had it somewhere. JB's good at posting this. Or should I say Bruce? We got... Yeah, Verizon's already out. We got Regions, Amex, HCA, Schlumberger, Cliffs, Hydro. I think they're already out today. Next week's the crazy week. We got Google, Microsoft, Visa, UPS, General Electric, Enphase, Coca-Cola, Texas Instruments, Facebook or Meta, Ford, Shopify, Qualcomm, Boeing, Teladoc, Amazon, Apple, Roku, Tilray, Intel, Valero, Pfizer, Exxon, Chevron, Route 66, Imperial, and more earnings next week. So next week's a crazy earnings week, guys. Just crazy. Be ready. The week after that's not that bad either. We got AMD, PayPal, BP, Robinhood, Moderna, AMC, Fubo, DraftKings. So yeah, we got big earnings in the next few weeks here. This will be a fun week. GameStop again is over the 38.45 level. Yeah, will the SPY break 400 this week, I guess? All right, so now that this is done, are you bullish on Twitter pre-earnings? We're going to end this poll here. I think the real question today after this is... will the market react positively next week's Fed meeting and big tech earnings? No. Vote on this poll. This is a really interesting poll because next week's crazy. We got the FOMC meeting. We got big tech earnings. So yeah, vote on the poll, guys. How do you think crypto is going to react to it? What's crypto at now? Bitcoin was pumping up earlier. Bitcoin, we can see, is currently Tesla back over 827s. Bitcoin breaking highs now, guys, of the day at least, up to 23.7 thousand. For Bitcoin, 23.7K. Let's see if we can break 24 again. That'd be great news all around if it does. Tesla moving towards highs again. Twitter still holding support there, and Snapchat's still breaking down. Tesla up to 827s here. GameStop still green again today as well. Snapchat's still under the lows, guys. Under the lows, or under the previous low of the day here. It's at 11.25 for Snap. Twitter back up to 38.70s, guys. 38.70s for Twitter. $8.27s, guys. GameStop consolidating. Twitter still moving up, and Snap still breaking down. GameStop breaking under the previous closing price now, so GameStop technically red on the day at this point. I guess the question is, do you think we've bottomed out after the big catastrophic drops we've had over the last few months? Do you think we've hit a bottom yet? And do you think we're still going to continue pushing up and break over 400 today or in the upcoming week with the big Fed meeting, with everything else going on? It's kind of a crazy time. Yeah, but Bruce, man, just to kind of give you a heads up, like one of the overarching rules I have here is like, you can't pressure people to trade like you. You can't pressure people to follow your picks. You can't pressure people to take certain positions. Like that's not healthy for either side. And it's one of those things where it's like, one of my big rules here is like, you can make picks and do call outs and all that good stuff. You can't just you just can't get mad if people don't follow them, because like that's not a reasonable thing. You know what I mean? Like that's just antagonistic and drama starting, and it's not what we want here. We just want peace. So while you might be proud of your own picks and proud of your own trades and all that good stuff, and that's fine and great, you can't really pressure people or get mad at people if they don't follow them. Another thing is like, it's really easy to call out a bunch of different stocks. It's really easy to call out all these different stocks, and then when one of them does something well, you really pay attention to that stock. But the other 8-9 stocks that people call out don't end up doing anything, and then it's just kind of silence in that regard. And I'm not saying that that's you. I'm just saying that that's very common. And so just be very careful, like, about shaming people if they don't follow your picks, or getting upset with people if they don't, because again, it's not really a reasonable thing to do. In the end, everybody trades differently, and people are going to have different niches of trading. They're going to have different trading styles, different trading patterns that they follow, different stocks, different price ranges. You know what I mean? And so getting upset with others if they don't follow your picks isn't really the most reasonable thing, brother. Hope you understand. Your previous comment, Bruce, was, I give solid advice. Ignore it because the caps annoy you. I don't care. Um, you know, yeah. Facts make your money and be happy. Hey, we try, man. Like I said, just y'all be safe. Market's kind of crazy, and we got a crazier upcoming week. Good question. I think we sell off today. Looks like we are in a daily bear flag. Yeah, I don't know. Tesla is propping the market up, though. Tesla is making the market ramp up. Hey, what's up, Rick? Traveling to Florida this morning. Hey, have fun, man. Enjoy it, dude. I'm sure it'll drop. All right, Bruce. All good, bro. All good, man. AUVI very volatile today. Take a gander. 210s. We're watching that. We got AMC. We're watching that at 1690s. And again, I'm not really attacking Bruce. I'm just kind of stating the rules here, just so you guys can understand the rules. Like, again, you can give out picks and calls. Everybody, not Bruce. I'm not targeting Bruce here, but everybody. You can give out calls and picks. You just can't get mad if people don't follow them. You can't pressure people to follow them or get mad if they don't, or criticize them if they don't. You know what I mean? Tesla holding SPY and Q. Imagine if Google pump, Meta pump. Yeah, tomorrow's or next week's gonna be crazy, man. It really was. Yeah, all good, Bruce. All good, man. Do your thing, man. Ford got small movement. Didn't Ford have earnings or something like that? Ford over 1304s. No, I don't think Ford had earnings, actually. Let me look it up. Earnings are next week for Ford is what it is. Next week for Ford. Yeah, Snap still dropping at 11.13s. Oh, nice. Hey, thank you, Anthony. He said, I love your channel, bro. You don't force anyone. If anything, you may bring good stocks to our attention. Thanks for your time and energy, brother. Hey, I appreciate it. Right, exactly. Anyone that reads this and anything else in chat takes it as gospel. Yeah, you always got to look at it with a grain of salt. Any call out or pick. One thing I'll see very often here is like penny stocks. You know what I mean? Penny stocks. People really get behind penny stocks. And, I get it. But you always got to, something I tell my daughter even. Like I teach my daughter about this with her friends. Because a lot of young people can be really gullible, but more so just you can kind of trick young people easily. I guess gullible is the best word for it. And so something I tell her is that, look, your parents and yourself have your own best interest at heart. Your friends don't most of the time. Your friends have their own selfish reasons for everything. And so, especially when you're young. And so be your own advocate and trust your parents, because your parents genuinely have your best interests at heart most of the time, at least me and my wife. And your friends might tell you to do certain things or whatever, but it doesn't mean you should, because again, they don't have your best interests at heart a lot of the time. And so same thing in stocks. You can hear other people make call outs and picks, and that's fine and good, and sometimes they might be right. But in the end, most of the time, they're trying to influence their own positions. They're trying to pump up their own stocks. And, you're going to be your best advocate. You're going to be your own best. You're going to have your own best interest at heart, not anybody else. Yeah, he can do his thing, man. Hey, what's up, Smile? AMD moving up. Yeah, I think AMD's probably just following Tesla, right? Tesla up to 829s, 829s. Yeah, Tesla's ramping up today. Rick, you see that, man? It's making big moves. What happens at a Fed meeting? I live in Denmark, but how does it affect the market? So the Fed meeting, okay, so basically the way the market goes, Sebastian, Tesla's like a short squeeze. Yeah, I mean, Tesla's ramping up. It just broke highs. It's at 829.40s. 829.40s. Okay, so anyway, Sebastian, the way the market works, just to clarify here, is every 6 weeks, the Fed meets to decide to make their decision on whether they want to raise or lower interest rates. And, that is called the Fed meeting. It happens every 6 weeks. And again, they make a decision on whether to raise or lower interest rates. And then a few weeks after that, they drop what's called the Fed Minutes Report, which is an explanation of why they chose to make the initial decision that they did during the Fed meeting on whether to raise or lower interest rates. And the market reacts to both of these, obviously. We higher rates than expected. People are nervous short term. Lower rates than expected. People are nervous long term generally, because there can be some implications of all of that. But anyways, the broader market's going to react to whether the Fed decides to raise or lower interest rates. And so the entire market pays attention to these Fed meetings, as well as the Fed Minutes Report that are dropped weeks after that. And so that's the reasoning behind watching it, is because it's very important relative to everything, including the entire world economy. It's very important, And so, yeah, that's kind of how it goes. And we'll see what happens. It'll be interesting. We'll definitely be covering it here as we do. And hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. TKLF. TBLT. I got weeklies on Tesla. When is the next Fed meeting? Next week. So next week is the big Fed meeting. And again, that's going to influence the market massively. So we're all going to be paying attention to it. July 27th is when the Fed meeting is. And so again, that is on Wednesday. Usually the Fed meetings are on Wednesday, you know. All right, Tesla up to 329.30s. So Snapchat. What was the Verizon earnings? Oh, these are all 1 minute candles, Sam. V-shaped recovery on Tesla. They missed, but who cares? Yeah, it'll be interesting, man. It'll be fun. Yeah, pending home sales fell more than they have since May. So what's a good housing ETF to look at whether the housing market is extended or not? What's a good ETF for the housing market? I know we've pulled back some since earlier in the year highs. Twtr pushing up to 3870s. If you have a minute, can you talk about how you interpret wicks? Sure, Sam. Yeah, a lot of people are saying TKLF. GameStop is still up over these levels here. Yeah, a lot of people mentioning TKLF. And it's up there to 220s here. It's still moving up. It's at 230s. Let's look at what the catalyst is for TKLF. All right, so Yoshitsu is going to acquire Tokyo Lifestyle Limited for about $2.8 million. So they're going to acquire another company, and that's popping it up. The float is less than 35 million somewhere, so it's less than 35 million in the float. The market cap of this is about 56 million. So it's a small cap, breaking highs, and it's a low float as well. So DRV if you want to short the housing market, XHB. Let's take a look. What are yeah, give me 1 second, Sam. I'll talk about how we interpret candlesticks. I got you, man. Again, I'm looking at some housing ETFs. All right, so what do we got here for housing? We got VNQ, Vanguard Real Estate. And I'm just trying to judge extension in the housing market here. You know what I mean? I know we're extended because, at a certain point, I think it's going to be profitable after we get a big correction in the housing market to buy up properties after a drop. But I don't think we're dropping down enough yet to really make it justifiable. Here's a weekly chart on this ETF here. And we were much more extended, around the start of this year as well as April. We pulled back a little bit now, but I think we're probably going to pull back some more in housing. Maybe not. We'll see. Tesla's still moving up. TKLF, big talk of stocks right now. It's up to 240s. GameStop's still up there. And Twitter popping up to 3890s here for Twitter. 3890s. Hey, I appreciate it, Sebastian. I love this channel. It's the best YouTube channel. I've learned so much from you and your videos. And the best thing is that it's all free. 100K soon. Hey, thank you, Sebastian. Yeah, man, we appreciate it, brother. We appreciate it, man. Kind words like that genuinely help me continue doing this. We get a lot of people that just kind of nitpick and complain about whatever, and so I appreciate the genuinely supportive people here more than y'all know. I really do appreciate it. Again, YouTube is fickle. People get weird behind the screen and just kind of, they ignore all the free stuff we put out there and they kind of harp on the negatives. You know what I mean? And it's just kind of like, all right, guys. But we appreciate the ones that truly supportive, and I can tell which ones it is, and so we appreciate you guys. What will you say is high volume for a stock? Well, I think it's relative to the price and the float. For penny stocks, I would say in pre-market, especially anything over 50 to 100K is pretty high volume. And so TKLF has pretty high volume today in pre-market. If we're talking about after the opening bell short term, I like to see at least like 200,000 to 400,000 shares traded per minute. If we're speaking on volume, I want to see at least 200,000 to 400,000 shares traded per minute in penny stocks. And that's speaking on low float stocks. In large caps, each stock is a little bit different in large caps, so for instance, if we look at like Snap during earnings were released, it had millions of shares traded, but like a normal day for like the SPY or Apple or something like that, it just varies depending on the stock, 500,000 maybe 500,000 to 1 million shares per minute or so is kind of what I look for. But again, it varies. Hey, what's up, Rhett? Good morning. Good morning. Anyways, to go help Sam out about the candlesticks. So I use candlesticks like this, and I'll give you an example of it. So we're going to put up like the SPY itself is kind of what I like to use. And it's been a really choppy market, but I like to use up wicks and down wicks very strategically in the market. Okay, and I'll explain why. Wicks can be indicative of strength and weakness, and so when we get something like this, right, when you get some big up wicks, what these up wicks ultimately mean right here, you can see the up wicks right here. What these ultimately mean is pressure. Let me put this on a different screen, maybe here actually. It'll be a little bit easier because we got the actual earnings coming out, or maybe I'll put it at the top where Snap is. But yeah, if we look at the SPY here and we look at some of these wicks are indicative of strength and weakness. All right, and so if we look at this here, wicks are going to indicate where the bias is and the directional pull that stocks are going to have. A big down wick can be indicative of bullish action, and a big up wick can be indicative of bearish action. And so you can see some up wicks here, and that can indicate weakness, but it's not 100%. And a lot of the time, it's going to be a little bit better in penny stocks. But like just to kind of gauge sentiment, when we have a really big up wick like this, usually it's a bad sign. And so in order for the candlestick to get like pushed up and then rejected down really quickly, that indicates some weakness. That means some weakness is coming in. And so a really big up wick can be indicative of directional movement. So in order for the candlestick to go all the way up here and then reject it back down, it means there's a lot of selling pressure. So up wick is selling and down wick is buying. And again, you can see like an example of this here. Here's a big down wick and here's a small down wick. And what happened after that is we had some upward movement. And so we kind of judge candlesticks in that way. Here's another example of it down here. We got this big down wick and we get this big upward move. And so looking at wick size, especially like big wicks. Like small wicks are a little bit more coin flip like, where they could go either way. But when you get big long wicks, it can just be indicative of strength or weakness. And so we're looking at the wicks. We're looking at like hammer style candles as well, to try to influence the sentiment. And we kind of, again, I don't think you should use it solely by itself. Like looking at candle wicks by itself is not going to get you much. But when you combine it with like VWAP location, when you combine it with price action and volume and support and resistance, then you can kind of combine it all together to give you a good kind of influence and sentiment regarding that price action. Hey, thank you, Sebastian. I appreciate it, brother. Thank you, man. Whoa. I don't know what DK is. Let me see what the conversion rate is. Oh, my man, I appreciate it, brother. Thank you. Thank you, Sebastian. I appreciate you, bro. Yeah, seriously, thanks, man. Appreciate the support, brother. Shot. Get your mind out the gutter, sir. Give me a roll tide. Go Tigers. WS. But no, I appreciate it, Sebastian. Anything helps, man. I appreciate the support, dude. Snapchat's still breaking down under 11s right now, guys. Under 11s for Snapchat. So we'll see if it holds. But yeah. SPY's still down here. Again, I think we got to look at like Tesla today. TKLF had a lot of people talking to us at 230s. There's Tesla at 826.15s. So we're watching that. Let's see if Tesla holds the VWAP right around 825s. And Snapchat's still breaking down. It's at 11s right now. At 11s. TKLF still trying to move up. Back at 11s. Let's see if it holds. $11 might be like a psychological support level, but maybe not. We'll see if it breaks down here. Hey, thanks, Sebastian. Have a good day, brother. What's up, Juan? Happy Friday to you as well, bro. All good, Michael. Yeah, man. And again, like, I don't want you guys to judge everything based solely on wicks, because it's not really number one. Okay, there's a few things that to understand. Like if we pull up Tesla here, all right, and we look at like this pre-market action right here. These are not wicks. These are wicks, but these are extended hours orders getting filled. Right, so these are just orders getting filled. You can see they all go straight up to the previous closing price because that's where the orders are getting filled, right? So these wicks do not matter. The wicks we're talking about are wicks like this, right before that here, where we get this big candle move. We get like a big candlestick movement here, and then we get this big down wick here, which is, again, indicative of short-term upward pressure. And so what happens after this candle? We move up, what was it? We move up a few bucks afterwards. And so you can see what... This was kind of like a little signal saying, hey, big down wick, which means buying pressure. This might move up short term. And so that's kind of how you use it, if that makes sense. But nothing's 100%. And so you can't just say, hey, look, there's a big down wick, I'm going to buy it. You got to use it with like trend identification, with support and resistance, with all the other nuance behind that price action in the current chart. TKLF just broke highs. It's up to 240s right now, 240s. All right, guys. TKLF pulling back a little bit. Twitter's still mostly bullish, consolidating, and we got Snap right around that $11 level. Tesla up to 850, or what is Tesla at now? Sorry, 827s for Tesla. Consolidating over VWAP here, and again, you can see the VWAP's kind of influencing the trend. You can see we're maintaining over the volume weighted average price, which is the VWAP saying, hey, look, we're in an upward trend. You know, there's the trend there, and yeah, we'll see. Snap still testing the $11 level. Twitter's up to 38.70s now. Hey, thank you, Sam. So saying this chip bill was passed. Say what you want about Twitter, but it's usually a pretty good place to kind of find news like this. So yeah, it looks like 52 billion in chips bill will lead. Let's see. $52 billion subsidy. So yeah, I guess the bill was passed. All right, guys, Tesla's still moving up here. Look at that, 828.50s, 830s is the high of the day. So how's Nvidia doing with the chip bill being passed? I'm surprised it's down on the day, but it might have moved. Let's see. What's the last 20 days? 20 days have been very strong for Nvidia, but I mean, I think most stocks are going to be up in 20 days, right? There's Walmart, great moves for Walmart, Apple, Tesla. So everything's up in the last 20 days because it was down so much prior to that, I guess. AMC even is up. But yeah, Tesla's been the real one moving. Getting ready to break highs potentially for Tesla. Is that going to drag the rest of the market up? Okay, so it passed the Senate. It has to go to the House still. Okay. John, when do you think will be a good time to get back into the real estate market? I don't know. It depends on how much housing prices drop. I'm going to use my own personal sentiment gauges here, based off of just the current market to figure that out. I'd like to see it drop more before I'm going to personally get involved with any of that stuff. But if housing prices drop enough, I might buy up some investment properties. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. Let's see if Tesla breaks these highs here. It's getting close. Twitter up to 38.70s. All right, 829s here, guys. 829s for Tesla. TKLF is pulling back. Do y'all think this is going to hold over VWAP? And Snapchat just broke under 11s. Under 11s for Snap. What company will benefit the most from chip bills? Well, chip companies, obviously. AMD, MU, NVIDIA. They're all directly are indirectly related to microchips, and so, you know, they're the ones that are going to benefit the most, I think. But yeah, thank you, Sebastian. Shout out to my man for that donation, brother. I appreciate you. My new plan is to scalp the open until 10 a.m., not get greedy. I think that's, when you said a week ago your risk reward ratio was 1-to-1, what do you mean by that? And so, okay, so you get a lot of stuff that's just kind of thrown out there for traders to interpret. You got a lot of people that are just kind of pandering to traders, and so they're acting like, oh, I've got just the best risk reward ratio. They'll say ridiculous things like, my strategy runs 5-to-1 reward to risk ratio and 90% accuracy. And it's just kind of like, no, it doesn't. That's not feasible. Like you don't. There's a direct correlation between your accuracy rate and your risk reward ratio. The higher your accuracy rate is, the lower your risk reward ratio is, and the higher your risk reward ratio is, the lower your accuracy is ultimately going to be. And that's fine, because if you've got a really good accuracy rate, you don't need a super great reward to risk ratio. If you're making money 80% of the time, you can have a 1-to-1 or even, less than that and still be net profitable. And so for me as a scalper, I usually have a good high accuracy rate. The last week or two has been tough because the market's been kind of sideways. And so we've slowed it down a lot. But usually I have a pretty good accuracy, like 70 something percent. And with that, I have like a 1-to-1 ratio. So if my risk is 10 cents in a specific trade, my reward's usually going to be around 10 cents as well. And so it's a break-even reward to risk ratio. It doesn't need to be 3-to-1 or 4-to-1 or 5-to-1. And again, anybody that claims to consistently run like a ridiculously high reward to risk ratio and super high accuracy over like 70% is usually just full of it. And they're just trying to pander to traders. But you can be very profitable with like a 1-to-1 ratio or less, even depending on your accuracy rate. And with scalping systems and strategies, most of the time, that's what it is. Like that's what the system involves, is high accuracy, break even, reward to risk, What are your thoughts on JCSE? I don't know enough about it, man. What is this? JE Clean Tech Holdings? Don't know anything about it. What's this about? Why did it drop this much? Ooh, man, that's a nasty drop. I don't like it. Drops too big in the last few days. Maybe it's a dead cat bounce, but it's a penny stock. And so while you might be able to buy Facebook or Apple or Disney if they drop massively like this, buying up a penny stock when they drop massively like this usually is kind of risky, because penny stocks can and will go to zero occasionally and get delisted as well. So what time range of risk do you use? What do you mean time range of risk? I mean, I usually hold my positions for, 5 minutes or less, but it does vary depending on what's going on and what kind of strategy I feel like trading. All right, guys. So yeah, JCSE, we got TKLF trying to bounce at 230s. Tesla still up there at 828. Snapchat still consolidating around the previous lows of the day. Again, we did have the GameStop split today, and it's not really reacting super positively to it. It's down to 37.70s. So we got the SPY up there at 398s. I'm sure Tesla is influencing this at least to a certain extent. Q up there at 306 over VWAP. Still, both of these are still technically red on the day. They're below the previous closing price after big pushes yesterday towards the end of the day. And then we've got stuff like Aapl, which is currently at 155s. Nflx Currently sitting at 222s. Again, most things are red today. Slightly red, not big red, but slightly red. So we'll see. Tesla, around highs, Tesla is one of the outliers there that is actually green on the day. All right, guys, Tesla edging closer to the 830 high of the day. Will this influence the market positively? Twitter dropped worse than expected numbers and is now up to 3860s. Tesla up there as well. Snap still consolidating also. Hey, what's up? What's up, Daniel? What's up, Juan? JCSE IPO about a month ago, maybe month and a half, and has had some good small movement up consistently. Think you're probably just seeing people cash out a bit now on it. Yeah. Is there any justification for that drop, though? Thanks for answering so many questions. You're a hero. Happy to help, man. Again, I mean, like I said, bro, I've said this once and I'll say it again. The way I morally justify this channel is giving away everything for free. You know, I think there's too many people that are selling trading content that's publicly available for free. Like, you could find free content out there, but they're selling content like that for thousands of dollars. You know, they're selling people courses for thousands and thousands of dollars on publicly available content that you can find on the internet for free. You know, and so I just don't want to be that. I'd rather just give everything away for free and not claim to be an expert or a guru and just kind of put everything out there that I know for free without charging for it. And, you know, I still make money from this channel. You know what I mean? So it works out. And I appreciate the support. But what was the cause for the drop, though, for JCSE? It was a big drop a few days ago. It's kind of a strange drop. And I just get nervous when I see drops like that because there could mean there's some manipulation. You know, stocks don't just drop 75% or more randomly for no reason. And so usually what this would indicate is that some insiders are selling some stake. But I don't know, maybe not. You know, it's just kind of a strange drop. And I guess maybe people got scared and squeezed down. I think the real thing to look at is the IPO. And so even though it's been very, very volatile, we'll see what happens. You know, it's at 310s now, and the movement over the last few days looks good, but y'all just be careful. You know, I think there's risk in here. I think it's a small, obscure, low float stock that recently IPO'd, and so I'm not saying it's bad. I just don't know enough about it to really say and speak on it. Yeah, traders are brainwashed by guru courses. Yeah, and you get a lot of the trading community that just dislikes me because I'm critical of some paid content, and I'm not really against all courses. Like, listen, if you're selling a reasonably priced like service or course that's like less than $500, like, do your thing, man. As long as you actually have experience and know what you're talking about, I'm for that. Like, go ahead, make your money. But like, if you're some 18-year-old kid with braces trying to sell some type of ridiculous course for $2,000 that, you know, 1,000 other people have already seen, that's mostly publicly available content, then, you know, you should feel bad about that. Yeah. Happy Friday. What's up, Emmanuel? Hey, thank you, brother. We appreciate the continued support, of course. Yeah, Snapchat's still dropping. Yeah. The cash out from the IPO. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. I guess a lot of people in the IPO taking profit. SPY moving up. Tesla still consolidating, kind of getting a little bit closer of a consolidating trend line here. Meta is falling too. Yeah, Meta reacted pretty bad to the Snapchat results. So Meta dropped pretty quickly with the Snapchat results. Also, if you look at Meta, and Meta's got earnings next week too, and so that'll be interesting to watch. It's at 173.50s. So big reaction to the Meta earnings. TKLF still consolidating over VWAP. Twitter popping up to 38.85s here, and then Snapchat again is still consolidating under that $11 level. So yeah, we'll see. Hey, what's up, Cap? We're going to go ahead and send our mailing list out, guys. Our mailing list out. So y'all be ready for our mailing list that we're going to drop sometime soon. Cinnamon blue. Where is that at? I'm gonna delete that. Alright. Alright, guys. Twitter up to 38. Will it break over 40 today? Let me know what you guys think Twitter will do if and when it'll break over 40. Again, if you want to be a part of our mailing list, it's at beginnertrading.net/memberships. You can also type in just members, but here I'll post it right here. Oh no, that's not memberships. Maybe it's just members. Yeah, but it is. It's members or membership. There you go. All right, so yeah, if you want to be part of our mailing list, here's the link for that. You can sign up. Again, everything's completely free. We don't sell anything or charge for anything, and so if you want to be a part of our membership group where we just get email newsletters sent out about watch lists, big moving stuff, earnings releases, all that good stuff. You can sign up for free right there at beginnertrading.net/membership. We certainly appreciate it. And yeah, we're getting ready to send our latest newsletter out. We got hundreds and hundreds of people in these newsletters. And so if you want to be a part of that, get it. It's all free, again, as we do here. Everything's free. And again, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Jivo, rip it up. Yeah, we'll put Jivo up. Jivo might be interesting here. Here's Jivo here at 320s. What's the catalyst for Jivo? They signed a sustainable aviation fuel sales agreement with American Airlines for 100 million gallons per year for 5 years. That's great news for Jivo. That really is great news for them. Big deal with American Airlines, which is great. You can see the catalyst here. We'll post it. There is the catalyst for Jivo here, and you can see Jivo currently at 315s right now after this big gap up right here. So Jivo moving up on that. Yeah, we'll see if it continues. Let us know. Again, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Vote on our polls as well if you haven't already. Jivo not holding here. Still, we're gonna look at Tesla as well to see what's gonna happen. Tesla is still consolidating up there around these highs of the day. You might even see a little bit of a flag-like pattern. Like you could draw it out here. I'm not a big flag trader personally myself. Not really against flags, but I'm just not really much of a flag trader. But you can see like a little wedge slash flag here. Going on for Tesla. So if we see if it holds, Jivo did not hold the VWAP, so it did not hold the VWAP. So yeah, Jiva just did not hold, unfortunately. And you can see the Twitter numbers there. We had Jivo. Oh, we got TKLF moving. So we did have some other earnings that were released today. Including Verizon, Amex, and Regions. And again, we're going to send out our newsletter right now. We're sending out our newsletter right now, so be ready. Tesla pulling back. Twitter still high. Snap back over 11s. Back over 11s. All right, we're sending our newsletter out now. Just sent it. So since Tesla's way above VWAP, does that mean the opening bell, we should see some consolidation? Okay, so a lot of the time, and again, remember this, guys. Like, remember, this is something that I've been preaching about for years. When a stock opens up really extended above VWAP, usually at least at the opening bell, it's going to correct some. And so if a stock opens up really high above VWAP, a lot of the time it's going to retrace back to VWAP, at least short term at the opening bell. A lot of the time it'll actually move right back down to VWAP and then bounce immediately off of it and come right back up or whatever it's going to do. Same thing on the reverse side. If the stock opens up really far below VWAP, a lot of the time it's going to retrace a little bit and go back up at the opening bell. Again, nothing's 100% in trading, but generally speaking, that's what you see a lot in the stock market is, retracements at the opening bell up and down around VWAP. And so, yeah, we'll see the extension of some of these stocks around the opening bell to see if we get some retracements like we're saying. How are you doing with your Snap calls? I didn't actually buy Snap pre-earnings or options. What I did was I bought Snap after the earnings were released. And I'm still sitting in it. It's 10 shares, and I still think it's pretty cheap here, but maybe not. But it's a very small position. I wasn't holding any Snap pre-bell or pre-earnings release. If you go by, I can watch the stream. So it could actually go both ways, and a lot of people don't realize that. Like flag patterns can break on up or down. Upside or the downside. So there's no real way of telling, to be honest, which is one of the reasons I don't like them is because it's too unpredictable. All flags really are a consolidation of support and resistance. It's when they kind of push support and resistance closer and closer together. And so it's kind of like they kind of push it closer and closer together until it breaks on one side or another, but you never really know which side it's going to break on. And so, Hey, what's up, Cap? What is a popular place to trade crypto nowadays? There's a lot of different places. I mean, BitGet's a dope one. We've been sponsored by BitGet in the past. If you want to check out BitGet, they do copy trading, leverage trading, futures trading. You can trade in the U.S. as well. They do allow U.S. users. And so, yeah, you can check them out here if you want. Yeah, they commonly pop it. They can go either way for sure, yeah. You can tell with volume. Well, sure, but either way, they can break on both sides, I think. Even with good volume. Voyager. ETH has been doing great today, man. ETH is up to 1600s, which is just great. I think ETH is probably the best crypto in the market. Just got the most utility, I think. And I think a lot of people agree with that too. Yeah, SPY could hit 400. I mean, I think Tesla's going to push it up. But SPY's edging closer here. We're only about $1.50 away from 400, which again, a big psychological level. We'll see if it does. Chat, let me know what you guys think. We got a poll going. Will the market react positively to next week's Fed meeting and big tech earnings? 58% of people said no. 42% of people said yes. So we'll see. SPY up there to 398.50s here. All right, guys, we got about 17 minutes before the before the opening bell. And so yeah, it should be fun. SPY's up to 398.70s, 398.70s. SPY trying to break over. This is a big level right here. This previous closing price at 398.79 is the red to green level. We actually have a script if you have Thinkorswim for this previous closing price. If anybody wants it, it's in our Discord, and I'll show you how to implement it as well if you want. But this previous closing price is a really relevant psychological level, mostly because it's the level at which stocks go from red to green, green to red. And so we push over this for the SPY will technically be green on the day. And again, that level is currently at 398.79. We're at 398.77 right now. So the SPY itself is testing that previous closing price level. And so that might influence the market to a certain extent if we break over or under that. And yeah, we'll see. Again, testing it now. Pretty close to it. Hey, thank you, Stramico. I appreciate you, man. Buying a little bit of Aapl. Chivo at 395s. Jivo still dipping down. Jivo didn't really hold. What about TKLF? It's still consolidating, so that was a little bit better than Jivo. Tesla's still kind of consolidating in this range from 830s up to VWAP area. So we'll see. 830, big level for Tesla, I think. And I think that's going to influence the market as well. You can also see the market just reacted, kind of pushed it down a little bit once we tapped the previous closing price. How much does a Model S Plaid run nowadays? You know? All right, guys. So SPY moving back up a little bit. Twitter's been mostly sideways. We got Snap consolidating at 11. All right, guys. Snap at 11:05 still. Bought Snap yesterday. I bought Snap after the earnings announcement. So after this big brutal drop, I bought Snap yesterday. And if you want me to prove this, I mean, I'm still down in the trade, but like somebody accused me of crying on the inside when Snap dropped after earnings. I can really easily prove that I wasn't holding Snap prior to this big drop. And all I have to do is wait. All I have to do is this: show trades for Snap. And so again, we bought Snap on the drop, small position, sold a little bit on this bounce, and now we're basically break even, and we can hold it longer term. But again, yep, bought it at 11.93 was where I bought it at. Still down on the trade, but like, yeah, not holding it pre-earnings. And so, yeah, we'll see if we can come back here. I'm trying to hold this one longer term. Yeah, somebody accused me of holding pre-earnings and crying on the inside when the drop happened. I was like, bro, look at my old streams. I cover all the major earnings releases. You know, I'm not emotional about any of these moves, to be honest. And honestly, I still think my buy after this was good. Okay. Yeah, we'll see if the SPY hits 400 today. We'll see. 11 minutes, guys. 11 minutes. At 398.60, Snap starting to move back up too. We'll see if it holds. Twitter up there at 39.10s. Tesla still consolidating. SPY right under the previous closing price. We got 10 minutes, guys. Hey, what's up, Joel? People are good at getting mad at things they don't understand and don't care to. Yeah. I don't know. I think trading just makes people emotional about positions is really what I think it is, right? So like if I'm shorting Snap, you know, I might be kind of emotional if I think other people are long, or if other people are even covering Snap in that way, I might get kind of emotional about it. And so it's kind of one of those things. I think people are just emotional about positions, and that reflects in a lot of different ways, you know. Hey, what's up, my man Fonz? How you doing, bro? You doing good, man? Did you trade Snap? Let me know. Bitcoin back up to 23.7 thousand. So Bitcoin's starting to roll here. I have seen an increase of volume all the way around in both affiliate trades and all that stuff. So crypto's starting to come back a little bit. Let's see if it hits 30K, and let me know when you think it's going to hit 30K. Yeah, for sure. I mean, the reality of it is, man, no matter how much we try to keep our emotions out of trading, SPY just broke over previous closing price. So the SPY is technically, as we speak, green on the day. Tesla made a little bounce move too. Still under 830s though, but the SPY just went green on the day after staying red all of the extended hour session. And so the SPY is now green on the day as of the 398.80s. So SPY is actually green on the day. But yeah, what I was going to say is, like, no matter how much we try to keep emotions out of it, like I hear people say, hey, don't be emotional, don't be emotional. And that's fine. And you really should be limiting your emotions to a big extreme. You know, you should be limiting your emotions, but it's inevitable to be emotional when you lose money, and it's inevitable to be emotional when you have big money on the line. Like, no matter how much you try, no matter how many times you do it, nobody wants to lose money, and everybody's going to be happy to make money, you know? And so you can curb your emotions heavily, but you're never going to get rid of them completely. And that's just the nature of the stock market and making or losing money. Tesla VWAP is right here at 825s, and so we're actually pretty high above that. And that might indicate extension, but if it's really strong, that doesn't matter. And again, what I'm going to watch to see if we get a little retracement at the opening bell for these, which we might or might not. I don't know. Also on Tesla at the open, I have 50 to $825 call options, and I'm nervous. I mean, you're in the money. Did you buy them ITM, or did they go into the money after you purchased them? When did they expire as well? TBLT, another big one that a lot of people have been watching and waiting for. One of the bigger short squeeze candidates in the market. Super big short float. Okay, gotcha. No, just changed brokers again. We'll trade Monday with you. Hey, nice, man. Hey, let's have some fun. Next week's gonna be crazy, crazy. Uh, 11/14s for Snap at 11/14s. So, yeah, we'll see if it bounces. Aapl green on the day as well with Tesla. So Aapl, Tesla green. SPY again. We'll see if it actually holds this level here. It popped over the previous close and then it came right back down. Why is next week going to be crazy? Well, there's a lot of different reasons. Number one is we got the Fed meeting. The FOMC meeting is next week where they decide to raise their lowest interest rates. Aside from that, we've got Meta earnings. We've got we've got Meta earnings. We've got Amazon earnings. There's just a bunch of really big earnings next week, as well as the FOMC meeting. And so it's going to be crazy, crazy next week. It's going to be one of the more interesting weeks to watch in the stock market lately over the last few months. Just big earnings announcements, FOMC meeting, interest rate decisions. It's just going to be crazy. Yeah, what's up, Tyler? Gotten some polls done. GameStop split went live. We asked people whether they thought GameStop would go green or red to green. 56% said green, 44% said red. SPY back over the previous closing price. It's almost up to $399 here. So it looks like we might make a push towards 400 today on the SPY, which would be great. I want to see the market do well. So we'll see Snapchat back up to 11/15s also. Where can I find the daily open or close level? You mean the previous closing price, Luke? It is a script that we have. You can find it on our Discord if you're not a part of our Discord. If you want it, just let me know. I'll paste it to our Discord again, give you an update on it. Twitter had earnings today and reacted pretty positively to it. All right. Baby, we got 5 minutes as the market opens. You're terrible with timing. Okay. All right, sorry. SPY over previous closing price here. Tesla still trying. Twitter at $39. Let's see if Twitter breaks 40. But the SPY went green. The Q is at 306. It's still technically red for the Q, though. The Q was a little bit more extended on the downside relative to the SPY itself. So, all right, guys. It's 4 minutes. Please, Pace just joined. Okay, I got you. Hold on. Let me find it. Here it is. Okay, so the script is you go. I'm gonna paste this script. I'm gonna paste this script to our day trading chat. And the way you do it is, if you want to add it to TOS, you go to settings, or no, you go to studies, edit studies, and then you go to create, and then you delete this and you paste it, and then you click OK and apply, and boom, it'll put the previous closing price on your chart in this light blue line. So yeah, SPY pulling back to the previous close. We got 3 minutes until the opening bell, guys. 3 minutes. Don't forget to smash that like button. We got to get John out there, third best trader in the world right now. Biggest week of the market next week. Yeah, for sure, A1. It'll be fun, man. Q closing in on 307. Wouldn't be surprised to see stalling topping in on Aapl. After a multi-week grind higher would be constructive. Yeah, kind of a correctional move. All right, guys. Less than 2 minutes. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the notification bell. We're live every weekday for free right here. And so let's keep growing, guys. We certainly appreciate it. Tesla is still consolidating around 830s. So we're still watching that. We got 399s here for the SPY as well. Watching Twitter, watching Netflix, watching the SPY, watching Tesla, watching TBLT, watching a few other ones that people have mentioned this morning. But mostly watching the SPY and Q today, see what they do. Tesla has been ramping up too. It's at 828.70, so we're going to keep an eye on that also. Just hopefully we get some volatility. We got about a minute until the market opens, guys. About 1 minute. I don't know, Sebastian. That's a little bit more tricky of a question. I really don't know there. I think Tesla has been in a massive growth phase for the last few years. Here's a 4-week chart. Tesla's just been massively growing over the last 4 years. And so the question is, does it continue? And I don't know. Let me know in chat. I'm a little bit less sure of that. Mela, explain yourself. Do you have TBLT chart up so blurry? Well, if you're blurry sky, then it's on your end. Like if your charts are blurry, then it's almost certainly on your end, not on my end. I have fiber optic internet, so I'm running about 1,000 upload speed right now, so it's probably not me. There's the opening bell. We're at 398.80s. Snapchat opening up at 11.10s right now. 11.10s for Snap. SPY popping up here, holding over the previous closing price. Up to 399.24s on the SPY at 399.24s. Tesla dropping heavy, and we'll see if that impacts the rest of the market here. Twitter down to 38.80s at the opening bell, and Snap down to 11.02s here. So we're going to clear all these drawings out and just kind of watch for Snap. But market's pushing up, although Tesla is now dropping here. Snap is dropping as well. Why is my chart like this for Snap? That's weird. Why is this chart? Whatever. Maybe I'll overlap volume. Maybe that'll help it out. Maybe not. All right, Twitter popping up. Tesla. There we go. It's better. All right, there's Snap at 11s. Tesla just flew up. Look at Tesla's move up at 832s right now. Twitter up as well. It should drag the market up, I think. And so again, you see how Tesla, remember what I said, how stocks a lot of the time will retrace down to the VWAP and then bounce directly off of it. And that's exactly what we got with Tesla. We opened up at about 830, pulled back to VWAP, bounced directly off of it, and continued. Snap now dropping down to 1088s. Man, Tesla is flying. Here's the SPY. There's the SPY. We already covered the SPY. Snap down to 1080s. Here's the SPY pulling back a little bit. Let's see if it holds over the previous closing price. Big level. Tesla is actually ramping up, and so is Twitter. Twitter up to 39.22s. So Twitter's moving. So SPY dipping down, testing previous close. Tesla coming back down now. Mostly sideways activity so far since the opening bell. Making some moves. We got SPY down there. Let's see if we hold under this. Twitter's still pushing up, trying to go green on the day, it looks like. Never buy a bad earnings report the day of. Yeah, I mean, we just bought the extension, but we actually took... If you guys saw the trades I got into with Snap, we bought this dip, and I showed you guys the actual trade log here earlier. We bought this dip right here. We bought it down here, and then we sold it up here. And so, you know... We might also get a red to green move for Tesla. Sideways activity again. Twitter just went green on the day. Yeah, so mostly consolidation at the opening bell. Twitter is up to 39.50s, 39.50s. We'll see if Snap does a red to green move or something like that. It looks like it's wanting to set up to that. I'm not really doing anything yet. We're just kind of waiting for something to happen. Mela, who are you talking about? You said chief economic something, so who are you actually talking about? It's hard to really tell. It's kind of vague, in all honesty. Snap is up to 1080s. SPY break it down. It's down to 398.45. So Snap, or the SPY just went red on the day. So the SPY just went red. We might trade this and short it. You know, to be honest, if we get a little pop back up here, we'll probably short it. Again, we're going to wait and let things consolidate a little bit longer before we do, but we're watching it for sure. New candle opens up in about 14 seconds, so I think we'll probably wait for that. I guess we'll short this low of the day here, but we're not going to hold it for very long, and we might actually add to it on a pushback. There we go. We'll add to this little pop here and see if it continues. We're in 50 shares of the SPY. Trying to write it down. We'll give it some time, see if it breaks. All right, so we're shorting this, and we caught the move down. We're going to cover it there, and we're just kind of scalping this again. We'll short it on another pop back up. Yeah. Flag on TKLF. Tesla's still breaking down. Twitter rejected under previous closing price. What is GameStop doing since the bell? GameStop consolidating as well. Here's a pop back. We'll short this. Quick little retracement there. Got out there too. Break it down. Maybe I got out a little bit prematurely there, but that's okay. Breaking down. We ended up getting out. Where did we get out of Snap? We got out a little bit earlier. Tesla popping back up some. Do I want to short this? I guess is the question. Some hammer style candles, down wicks on the SPY. We'll see if we bounce back short term on this now. Again, here's some down wicks, which are usually indicative of bouncing pressure, like upward pressure. But I also don't mind shorting into sometimes these as well. And I talked about it before. We'll try it. because so far we are under the previous closing price and technically red on the day. And so I don't mind shorting this. We built up some cushion and anticipating a rejection around VWAP or underneath it, hopefully. All right, so there we go. We got 75 shares now, 75 shares. If we don't reject a VWAP, it's all good. I think Tesla's going to be influencing it to a certain extent also. I'll tell you this, we pop all the way back up and break the previous closing price again and stay choppy, then we're going to have to just completely wait until we get a better trend to attack. Almost. And yeah, we'll go ahead and cut it. Just too much risk here. It might actually reject right here, but it's just too much risk. We're going to have to wait now. We don't want another choppy market to get involved with. What? All right, guys, so market's starting to reverse. We'll actually buy this dip now. But only 25 shares. We're not going to take a sizable position because, to be honest, this could go either way now. But we're towards the top of the bullish range up here, so we can just buy small shares and kind of let the volatility play out some, I think. There we go. Nice little pop. We'll go ahead and cover there. All right, so we call it the little bounce. We're showing a bullish trend now, and the SPY is actually green on the day, so that's good. Tesla moving up as well. I think that's probably what's influencing the SPY. But yeah, we're watching Tesla. We're watching the Q. Kind of a break-even day so far. Market still looks pretty strong here. New candle opening up. We get a dip in it. We might buy the dip, but we're actually breaking highs for the SPY. Looking pretty strong. I think we're going to try to make a push towards $400. So we'll get in another 25 shares and kind of scalp this. Back to close to break even on the day now. Q is breaking highs as well. Tesla moving up strong. Also, Twitter's popping up too. Snap is dipping. All right, pretty big extended flush. So we're going to buy into that now with 50 shares this time. We're going to cover a piece. We're going to cover another piece. So we got ourselves back to green on the day on the SPY, scalping it. We might actually buy another dip here too. 25 shares now. And we're probably going to get stopped out pretty quickly here. Close to break even. Nice down wick. Could be indicative of strength. We'll add to this. Hammer style candle. 50 shares now in the SPY. Pushing up. Cover a little bit. Still moving up. Gonna cover that there too. So kind of... Q is pulling back some also here. Let's see if we bought the dip. Snapped. like less than 3 seconds. It might have been, bro. I'm pretty quick with my trades. Also, guys, for growth, we're going to put it on sub-only mode. And so, listen, everything we put out there is free. We don't claim to be experts or act like gurus or charge anything for our content. Everything we drop on this channel is completely free. We don't charge a penny for any of our content. And so if you want to help that, hit the subscribe button. It is Friday. It's towards, it's after the bell. So we're going to put on sub-only mode, guys. So hit the subscribe button, help support free trading content. And we certainly appreciate the love and support, of course. But we are in sub-only mode now. Hit that subscribe button if you want to help. Again, there's no time frame, so you can sub right now in chat if you haven't subbed already. And again, we certainly appreciate it if you can. All right, Tesla dipping down a little bit. Q pulling back some. SPY actually try to move back up. Ugh. All right, so we're actually on the queue now. We just bought 75 shares of the queue. We're kind of slowly scaling out of this as we can here. So not bad. 10 shares left of the queue. Go ahead and get out there. Also, caught a little bounce. Tesla just broke highs. That'll probably influence the market positively. Twitter pulling back to this previous closing price, which might be interesting. But Tesla very strong, up to 840s. Let's see how the SPY treats this as well today. SPY at 399.50, so got pretty close to 400, and I think it really wants to make that push. And so we're going to buy 10 shares and maybe add some on a dip. We'll take another little 10 shares here, get 20 shares, smaller position. But again, I think the SPY wants to break the $400 level. And so I don't mind getting in really early here and just letting it chill. Gotta add a little bit more there, and that'll be it. We're not gonna add any more. There we go. Cut that just to lock in profit. And then I'm still holding 15 shares again, trying to make that $400 test. Again, if you're subbed, hit that subscribe button, guys. Or no, sorry, that didn't make any sense. If you're subbed, announce yourself in chat. Show us that you're supportive of the channel and that you're subscribed to us. We certainly appreciate it. Man, look at the big market rip here. Again, I think we want to break 400. I think that's what the market wants to do. I think it's also following Tesla to a certain extent. So, yeah. Big upwick. That might be indicative of weakness. So watch for maybe a drop. And there's the drop from the big upwick here. So, yeah, look at the drop. And this is how you analyze short-term candlestick patterns. You see the big upwick, short-term weakness, so we drop. And we might retrace it and go back up here. But, yeah, look at that. You see how that wick indicated? I should have listened to it. So, yeah, we're going to cut that. Got out break even. But you see how that upwick is indicative of short-term weakness for, who was it? Sam, I believe it was. You can see how you can use this wick to identify weakness and get out early. So I was able to avoid most of this drop because this big upwick kind of signaled me, hey, there's a lot of selling pressure coming in. Might be time to cut it. And so we got out. And that's how you use wicks to kind of influence your trades. Big, yeah, huge choppy day again, just like yesterday. Hey, thanks, Chris. All right, again, we got to let these play out. We got to wait for a move to the top or bottom of the range again here. We're not going to jump in now. Just too risky. Starting to move up. There's Twitter. Hey, thank you, Tyler. Jivo? Yeah, Jivo just dumped. I don't think of market makers. I think everybody's just scared in Jivo now and they're just unloading. All right, got some big up wicks and down wicks now, so we're not going to mess with this. Hey, thanks, Tyler. All right, guys, SPY consolidating here. I kind of like buying this dip, but it's only going to be really small size here. So I don't mind buying this dip in case we hold at the previous closing price and move back up, but it's not going to be a sizable position because frankly, I lack confidence in the direction. Tesla saving. ARK. Yeah. SPY 400 next. It's primed to make the push for it, but it's got to hold over this previous closing price right now, I think. All right, guys. So market breaking under lows. Glad I took a small baby position here, and we're right around our risk level. We'll let it test that, and if it bounces right back up, great. And there's the bounce right back up. It's one of the reasons you should let it test your support or resistance levels, because a lot of the time it's going to fake you out. People that set their stop loss directly at this are going to get stopped out, where if you let it test, you got to look at the range around it. So like you got to look at kind of like this, and like maybe use this type of low as a risk level instead. And it might drop right back down, but like, again, just to judge on where to set stop loss levels, that's usually the smarter approach there. All right, market's kind of testing highs and lows. Pop it up Friday, baby. Hey, chop city. Twitter pulling back some. Again, sideways, very sideways activity right now, unfortunately. Green or red today, guys? Green or red? We are green today, but very slightly green. Q is actually doing a little bit better than the SPY is. So tech kind of leading the market some. All right, so we just got another long in the Q. We are up about 20 bucks today, so not too bad. All right, we got this big pop in the SPY here. Q's testing the previous closing price as well, so it looks like the Q wants to break over highs. We might add on this one. If we open up a new candle and hold over 399, we might add to this position here. There we go. I guess we might not need to. Q just broke over highs. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get that adding level here, which is fine. We're just going to cut this and wait. Up 20 something on the day now, kind of slowly building up profits. Remember, it's Friday, guys, so just be careful. We'll maybe look to buy this dip. Q actually looks a little bit better. I just scalped another $5 from the Q. I've actually been making much more money from the Q than the SPY today, so we'll put this up instead. Like I said, up about 20, a little bit under 30 bucks. Kind of growing it now. There's the Q flying up here. Look at the Q up to 308s now. Snapchat's even starting to come back. It's at 1070s. Green by a landslide. Nice, Joe. Nice, Joel. Hey, nice. Geo. So we got Joe, Joel, and Geo here in chat. So shout out to you guys. I know Joel. I know Geo, your name is spelled with G, but I'm going to start calling everybody. Y'all are the J trio. Tesla breaking highs. Q pushing up, ramping up big here. So a lot of stuff moving up now. Bullish moves this Friday. Bullish moves. All right, we just broke 500 or 400 on the SPY. SPY just broke 400. And we actually scalped it. So SPY just broke 400, guys. I guess we're jumping into just to play around with this now. We're in 25 shares. We'll add on a dip. Tapped 400. 50 shares now. Got to be careful, though, because a lot of the time they don't hold these. You don't love to see it. I'm trying to be patient with this so it makes another test for 400 like we wanted to. We are actually kind of hedging this with the Q trade. So we are in the Q as well right now. And I guess we're going to have to cut that, unfortunately. Break even on the day now, unfortunately. And, you know, we got a test of that, and the SPY is just completely turning away. I'm going to try to let everything play out. See if we get a rip back up. Test those highs at 400. Very choppy day again. Looked good up until that point. We did break over 400, which I think is good. But the market's just so sideways again. And I think tomorrow's a crazy week, or next week's going to be crazy. So y'all just be ready for next week. Now we got a little bit of a down wick here, which might be indicating buying pressure coming in. Yeah, let the sideways play out. Again, we kind of just got to wait at this point in time. Q has had one of the biggest rips and then pullbacks that we've seen in a long time. Just a very difficult market to trade, so y'all just slow it down. Again, we're mostly break even today, but man, huge move up and then a huge move down and everything. So just kind of unpredictable market. The swallows are going today. Hey, honestly, just an unpredictable market right now. We just got to wait, you know. We might get some better action, but we're going to slow it down and chop as we should, and as should you as well. I mean, I'm not telling you what to do, but trading chop is never really a good idea. Look at where we're bouncing, though. So, again, we're bouncing right off of the same risk level we had earlier, which was right at 398.50. Yep. Yeah, look at the big upward move. We tapped 400, and then we came all the way back down to 398.50. And now we might go right back up. I don't know. Tesla is looking like... Tesla has consistently been the better-looking stock out of most of these here. You know, Snap is still down on the day, so Snap's not really doing much. But Tesla's been pretty nice. But just remember, it's Friday, it's slow. You ain't got no job, and you ain't got ish to do, and so you probably shouldn't be trading. Q falling down here. SPY itself is actually turning here, so the SPY is actually going red on the day. Yeah, SPY just broke under the previous low, so we'll wait. Maybe we'll get a bearish sentiment now. I don't know. Q starting to break down, SPY breaking down. So is it time to go red on the day now, guys? I guess. Let me know. What's the answer there? Market starting to turn. Market starting to turn. Starting to break down here. We're gonna wait. SPY actually testing the lows here. I think the Q is a little bit better than the SPY today in terms of trading activity. But yeah, green or red right now. Tesla has been kind of still consolidating green, but man, every day for the last few weeks, it's been sideways. TKLF. Yeah, TKLF is up there. Mostly been sideways since the opening bell. It had some initial positive reactions to the market, but it's mostly been sideways since then. We might short the SPY here small, like 25 shares on this little pop to see if we start to break lows of the day. But it's going to be small. There we go. Got a little bit of a green trade here. We'll go ahead and cut a piece of it. Let the rest go. Let everything play out. Tesla still looks like it wants to come back up. Still kind of break even in this trade. But again, you see me trade very small size now because, well, frankly, the market's gone up and down and up and down. Same thing it's been for the last few days, really. And we could add some size back to this, I guess, like 10 shares since we got some up wicks to maybe attack. But, you know, kind of break even in it. All right, so we're down a little bit here. Getting some pop-ups, but mostly break even. Again, trying to let everything play out. Snap has been pretty quiet. There we go. That's better. Market's starting to turn. Since we got some house money, we might add to it here and see if we break the lows of the day. There we go. All right, we'll cover half of that. Catching the ride down. Not too shabby. We'll take it. Starting to get some downward pressure, which is what we want. We just want volatility. I don't care what side it's on. We'll add some back. We'll start to take some larger sizing on this little pop. See if we can crack under lows as soon as it happens. There we go. Nice little breakdown. We'll go ahead and cover into that. Market's starting to break. Kind of a break-even day for me now. We've kind of gotten into some green trades on the Q and SPY as well. John, would you call that a double bottom at 398? Yeah, but I think when we make a move all the way up to 400 and then come all the way back down to that double bottom, I think it's usually the right decision to bet on that trend going down. Because I think it indicates so much weakness when the SPY goes all the way up to 400 and then all the way back down to the lows of the day. I think that's pretty indicative of weakness. And so when that happens, I'm almost always betting on the downside of it. You know, like I do. And, you know, it's usually the profitable move to do so. Again, not always, of course. We're always just kind of trying to play the probabilities in that situation. But again, I think this big down move is so weak that it makes sense. We are frozen right now. Frozen. There we go. TOS. Please don't do this to me. Q broke lows as well, so Q went all the way back down. All right, so we're going to add back to that previous high here. Hopefully it doesn't bounce back too fast, but we got to be careful because the market is moving quickly now. Actually, I'm going to take one more 10 share position here, so I have 50 shares, so I can use 25 share increments. Kind of going back and forth. I'd love to see a rejection, but if we don't reject here, it's going to be so indicative of sideways trends that we're not going to love it, you know. I'm trying to give it time. That's a nice upwick to attack usually. There we go. Starting to get a breakdown like we want. I could add some more here. In fact, I think I'm going to. There's 75 shares. We'll get up to 100. Not going to add any more to this, though. See if we flush right here at 398. Try to be patient. If we feel that gap on the upwick, then we just got to wait. Still relatively small size. There's some nice upwicks. I don't want it to fill the gap. We'll let it test this previous high up there, but we just got to cut it. A little $30 loss. And again, we'll give it some time. Maybe we'll be able to have some more downtrends to attack here. But, you know, we're down like 30 bucks. Could be worse. Let me know if you think the market will hold. Tesla actually back over VWAP, which I think is probably influencing the sentiment to a certain extent. All right, so we're actually getting the Q here on the short side. Cover. Made our money right back on the last trade. 25 shares left. We'll see what it gives us. Just trying to bet on continued weakness, but again, in a choppy market, it's hard to. We'll add some more on this, see if we get some breakdowns here. 50 shares of the, what is this? Yeah, 50 shares of the Q. There we go. Cover. Cover a little bit more, 10 shares. Maybe add some back on a little pop. See if we can start pop back to test lows of the day. There we go. There's the lows. We'll just get out there. We might bounce back. PGY. A lot of people talking about PGY. PJY, man. Wow. Look at this huge parabolic move for it. Market's testing lows now. SPY Q. Let the market try to break lows. Sitting back, seeing if the market breaks lows now, but just kind of hanging out. Kind of scalping back on the SPY at this point. 50 shares left. See if we can catch the low of the day break that we want. We'll go ahead and take another 25 share position. There we go. Go ahead and cover there just in case we do bounce at the lows. But there's the breakdown. We can pretty much break even day. We'll see if we get some action here. Yeah, PJY up to 930s. What's the reason for this for PJY, though? Any justification? I know they had a big drop yesterday. But just be careful. If there's no justification catalyst, then it could be a pump and dump. So y'all just be careful. Huge move. What's the short float? Let's see. No short float. When was the IPO? The IPO was in June. This thing IPO. This is a recent IPO stock. But if you guys know why it's moving, let me know, because I don't know why it's moving either. All right, we're shorting the queue a little bit more still. 10 shares left. I guess we could add back if it starts to look weakish with like an upwick or something like that. There we go. We added 10 shares back. I don't know what I want to do with this now. All right, we got a big upwick still. We'll add to that 30 shares now. There we go. Cut it. And then maybe add back too if we get it. Let's add another 10 shares. Make this 25. There we go. That's 25. See if we flush down here down to 305s is what we want. Take a little piece off there. Let the rest ride. We got this range identified now between these two support and resistance levels, but you know, we could go either way. There's not really any tell here. All right. PJY breaking highs again, almost up to $10, almost up to the double digits. Let me know if you guys think that'll hold also. All right, market's rebounded a little bit. We could short into this top, but I think we're just going to wait. But yeah, pretty sideways. I mean, we're kind of in a slide down trend right now, but watching tech and some other stuff move. Just choppy day again, guys. Just not much action, unfortunately. So we're going to get out close to break even, I think. Q started to bounce back. I might short it if it continues to hold under 306, maybe. Twitter at 39.20s. SPY not holding over 306, so we just gotta kind of chill, I think. Green or red so far today, guys. Also, if you want to help support the channel, guys, check out TopStep. TopStep funds traders in the futures market. So if you haven't already, check them out. A really good way to get around the PDT rule. If you don't know about futures, in the futures market, you can day trade and short with no PDT rule, instant settlement. Again, you can short and go long with no PDT rule in futures, day trade, short, all that good stuff. And so if you haven't already, check out TopStep. TopStep is the gold standard of funded account program in futures. They give you a demo, and if you can hit their target on that demo while following their rules and conditions, then they'll fund you between 50 up to over 100K with an 80% split. They are regulated and located in the US, and they pay out millions every year. They fund thousands of traders a year. If you look at the Q and you look at the E-mini, it does basically the same thing here. Start to move up, big drop, start to move up. And so you can trade this left side here with no PDT rule in the futures market. And, you know, it's a lot cheaper to go the TopStep route and try to get funded yourself than put up tens of thousands of dollars yourself in the futures market. And you can try it out at that link below you. Check it out. Great way to help support the channel. Everything we put out there is free. And so this is just one of the ways we help support the channel. And so, yeah, we certainly appreciate it. I'll try to short this here, I guess, but $25 shares short on the SPY. I'm about to close. All right. I don't pay any commissions on TOS. There's 0 commissions here for TOS, so I can trade as much or little as I want. I can buy as small of or as large of a share size as I want to buy. Market's just sideways right now, guys, so y'all be safe. SPY starting to move up, test highs. Again, just such a choppy market the last few weeks. We're just going to get out there. No point in like pushing too hard when it's so sideways. I'm going to go ahead and roll out, guys. There's just not much going on, man. So y'all have a good weekend. Y'all stay safe. Break-even day, small loss. But, I mean, it's so choppy. I can't really expect to make money on days like today. And it's really just about account preservation on days like today. So y'all be smart. In the end, guys, remember, the market is very volatile and risky. And, you know, the last like few days, the first 30 minutes since the bell has been incredibly boring, choppy, and slow. I'm sure day traders are having a really tough time all the way back since the 15th. It's been basically chop after chop after chop after chop. And so, again, it kind of needs to be account preservation time. And so y'all just be safe, be smart. Don't push too hard on markets like this. Again, if the VWAP is right, cutting straight through the price action, then it usually means it's pretty sideways and choppy. And so y'all just be smart, be safe. Don't push too hard. And, yeah, y'all good luck. Have a good day. Y'all have a good weekend. I mean, y'all have a fun weekend. Enjoy yourself. Again, if you want to check out and help support the channel, we got a few ways you can do so if you want to check out some affiliate links. Again, TopStep is a futures funded account program, gold standard. They're regulated by the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. They pay out millions, fund thousands of traders a year. You can check them out here. You can check out Benzinga in the description. You can try Benzinga out completely free for 2 weeks without even needing a credit card number. And so we appreciate that, guys. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And again, we'll be back later. Or we'll be back sometime maybe this weekend. So good luck. Love you all. Have a good day, guys. Remember to stay safe. Trade smart. Yeah, well, PJY went parabolic today for sure if we're talking about penny stocks. But you guys know me. I don't really day trade penny stocks a ton. So, you know, outside of my niche, and I just got to stick to what makes me money. While you do get stocks like PGY that ramp up in penny stocks, a lot of the time penny stocks will dump just as fast. If you look at like some of the price action historically for it, so it's just not really my game. Not saying you can't make money with it, but you know, just kind of a risky setup to get involved with, in my opinion. But yeah, good luck, guys. Appreciate the love and support, and we'll see you guys tomorrow or whenever. We might drop a video this weekend, we might not. You as well, Cap. Thank you, brother. But yeah, guys, I'll see you guys later.